Are you looking for peace of mind at your doorstep? Look no further. With the Blink Video Doorbell, your home's entrance is always within your control. Check out the link in the video description to learn more and get your Blink Video Doorbell on Amazon. Your home is in your hands.
It can leave people with a racing heartbeat and dreading work meetings. But a new study has found that living with anxiety may also radically raise a person's risk of developing dementia. Adults over 60 diagnosed with anxiety in the last 10 years were about 3 times more likely to develop dementia than those without the condition. And those who were diagnosed with anxiety before age 70 had even worse odds, as they were up to 7 times more likely to develop dementia. The team believes that this could be due to patients with mental illness being more likely to engage in risky behaviors like smoking and eating a poor diet, which have been shown to lead to dementia. Some evidence also suggests that anxiety causes excess levels of stress hormones, leading to inflammation in the brain that releases toxins and slows cognitive function, resulting in dementia. The study adds to a growing body of research suggesting that mental health could be tied to cognitive impairment. The researchers wrote, "To our knowledge, this is the first study assessing the effect of persistence of anxiety, chronic versus resolved versus new anxiety, and the timing of exposure to anxiety on dementia risk. These results suggest the possibility of anxiety as a modifiable risk factor for dementia, and the timely management of anxiety helps to reduce the risk of dementia." Email, health@dailymail.com. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, just under 1 in 5 U.S. adults have an anxiety disorder. This adds up to 40 million Americans. The researchers evaluated 2,132 participants above age 60. The majority, 53%, were female. Most of the Australians included in the study had completed at least a trade school education and had a history of tobacco smoking. On average, 62% of participants consumed 1 to 4 alcoholic beverages per week. Patients were divided into 3 groups based on age, 60 to 70, 71 to 80, and 81. The average participant age was 76. Anxiety was measured once at the start of the study, Wave 1, and again after 5 years, Wave 2. Patients with chronic anxiety showed symptoms at the beginning and end of the experiment, while those who were just anxious at the beginning had resolved anxiety. Meanwhile, patients who only displayed symptoms toward the end had new anxiety. Over the 10-year study period, roughly 3% of participants developed dementia and 7% died. The researchers found that, on average, participants with chronic anxiety were 2.8 times more likely to develop dementia, and those with new anxiety were 3.2 times more likely. However, the likelihood was greatest for those under 70. Patients 60 to 70 with chronic anxiety were 4.6 times more likely to develop dementia, which ballooned to 7.2 times for those in that age group with new anxiety. The team said this could be because having anxiety at younger ages has been shown to increase the risk of heart disease and other issues over time that have been linked to dementia. But the study also showed that participants whose anxiety was cured between waves 1 and 2 were not at any increased risk, showing that treatment through therapy and medication was effective in lowering risk. In our study, the risk of dementia among resolved cases were similar to those without anxiety, the researchers wrote. These findings support anxiety as a potential modifiable risk factor for dementia and point to the possible role of managing anxiety in middle-aged and young older adults to reduce the risk of dementia in later life. Anxiety is typically treated with a mix of therapy, medications, and lifestyle changes, though each patient is different. People with anxiety are more likely to engage in unhealthy lifestyle behaviors including unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, and smoking, which in turn can lead to cardiovascular disease, which is strongly associated with dementia, the team wrote. Therefore, these are plausible direct and indirect mechanisms by which anxiety can increase the risk of dementia. There were several limitations to the study, including cases potentially being found after initial disease onset and only assessing anxiety symptoms within 4 weeks of each check-in. The team also did not have information regarding how the anxiety was resolved at the end of the experiment. The researchers believe that lifestyle factors,